Right, we're in lockdown and I fancy cake. Chocolate cake to be exact. Yeah, I know. There's no flour anywhere, I get that. But don't panic, we're making flourless chocolate cake. Now this isn't the prettiest cake in the world, but when it comes to chocolate, a lot can be forgiven. Except maybe that pink ruby chocolate. Tastes like shit. Well, to make this simple cake, you're only going to need 4 ingredients. Dark chocolate, large eggs, an orange, and some sugar, which I couldn't get a decent close-up of. So first, split 3 eggs, putting the yolks into one bowl and the egg whites into a separate one. Then, to the egg yolk bowl, add the finely grated zest of an orange and 105 grams of caster sugar. Then put that to one side. In another bowl, add 105 grams of dark chocolate and a tablespoon of the juice from the zested orange. Bring a pan of water to the boil, turn down the heat to a simmer, and then place the chocolate and orange bowl over the simmering water, stirring from time to time until the mixture has melted and is completely smooth. It should look a little bit like a loose ganache. While the chocolate's melting, use an electric whisk to beat the egg yolks, sugar and zest together until light and fluffy. Don't try and rush this stage, it should take about 4 or 5 minutes, as you want to make sure that the sugar has dissolved properly, or you're just going to end up with a really sort of grainy texture to your cake. Once this egg yolk mixture is light, pale and can hold a ribbon, it's ready to go. Finally, you can whip your egg whites. Make sure you leave this right until the last second, as in once your chocolate is completely melted and the yolks have been whipped. That way there's no risk of losing any air from your egg whites. Once the whites are whisked to soft peaks, they're ready to go. So fold the chocolate mixture into the egg yolks and mix together until completely smooth. Then add about 1/3 of the egg whites to the bowl and stir thoroughly just to help loosen up the mixture slightly. This makes it easier to add the rest of the egg whites and then gently fold them through. Keep folding until the mixture is completely smooth and there are no lumps of whipped egg white remaining. Then pour the cake batter into an 8-inch cake tin lined with silicone paper and bake in the oven at about 180 degrees for 20 to 25 minutes or until it just sets on top with a slight wobble in the middle. Remove from the oven, cover the cake and leave to cool. Don't stress too much if the top of the cake is a little bit cracked, that is just the nature of this cake. Without the flour to support the structure, you'll probably discover that the cake collapses a little bit, but I wouldn't worry about that because it still tastes amazing. You can prevent this from happening by cooking it for a little bit longer, like about 10 minutes, but this makes the cake way too dry for my liking. Once the cake is cooled completely and has firmed up, remove from the tin and put onto a plate. I mean, look at this ugly little bastard. Don't worry about it, just dust it with a little bit of icing sugar and cocoa powder, that'll fix everything. Now, to be honest, I don't care that it's a little bit rustic looking, because once you cut into it, you'll soon discover that this ugly little cake really delivers where it matters. And that's it. I really do hope that you give this cake a go because it is so easy to make, requires barely any ingredients, and is so light that you might accidentally finish it all in one evening. But I would never judge anyone who did that, and I don't think you should either. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you like this recipe, let me know by hitting the thumbs up down below. And if you're new here and you like what you see, why not consider subscribing as well. I'll see you next time.